What if the real reason your estimates feel slow is not the estimate itself? It is everything you have to remember before you can price it. What you charge, how you describe the work, whether you price by the square foot or by the hour, and how low you can go without giving away your profit. In this walkthrough, I'm going to build a working price book inside QuoteIQ for a service business. We will create a square foot service, organize it with a category, use QuoteIQ's AI writing assistant to create the customer-facing description, build a fixed price package, calculate a profitable hourly rate, and then use both of those saved items in real estimates. By the end, you will see how the setup work turns into faster, more consistent quoting. From the QuoteIQ dashboard, open settings, then choose catalog. This is the command center for the things you sell. Under catalog, you have services, packages, and the hourly rate calculator. Start with services. Think of this screen as your reusable price book, not just a list of names. Every row can carry the service name, the pricing unit, the default price, a description, a category, and whether the service can be booked through online self-scheduling. You can search the list, filter it by category, adjust a default price, open a service for editing, and drag services into the order your team uses most often. That last detail matters. Put the services you quote every day near the top and move rare add-ons lower. The goal is to remove hunting and typing from every estimate. For this example, we are building a soft wash house exterior service. Click Add Service. Give it a clear internal and customer-facing name. Avoid names like Service 1 or Exterior Work. A name such as Soft Wash House Exterior tells the office, the technician, and the customer exactly what is being quoted. Next, set the default price. We will use 28 cents per square foot as a demonstration. This is not a recommended market price. Your number should come from your labor, chemical and material costs, overhead, production rate, risk, and target profit. The pricing unit menu is where QuoteIQ becomes useful across very different service businesses. Measurement options include square feet, square meters, squares, and acres. Linear pricing works for gutters, fencing, edging, and other work sold by the foot or meter. Quantity pricing can be per item, room, door, window, or fixture. Time-based services can be priced per hour or per day. Match the unit to the way your business actually scopes the work. A pressure washing company may use square feet for a house wash and linear feet for gutters. A cleaning company may use per room or per fixture. A window cleaner may use per window. A handyman may use per hour. The correct unit makes the estimate easier to build and easier for the customer to understand. Now add the service description. This is where many owners either write too little or spend too much time rewriting the same paragraph. QuoteIQ includes an AI writing assistant inside the description field. Open it, describe what you want the customer to understand, choose a tone, and generate a draft. For this service, we ask for a professional, customer-facing description that includes siding, soffits, fascia, gutters, pre-treatment, low-pressure cleaning, and a final rinse. The generated copy is clear and ready to use, but always review it before saving. The description should match what your company truly includes. If oxidation removal, stain treatment, or hard water removal costs extra, say that clearly instead of allowing a broad description to create an expectation you did not price. Next, create or select a category. We will use exterior cleaning. Categories help the office filter a large price book, and they make it easier to keep similar services together. A multi-service contractor might use categories such as exterior cleaning, lawn care, recurring maintenance, repairs, add-ons, and commercial. At the bottom of the service, QuoteIQ also gives you an online self-schedule control. Turn that on only for work you are comfortable allowing a customer to schedule without a manual review. A simple recurring service may fit. A complex roof or restoration job may still need inspection and approval. Save the service. Back on the services screen, search for Soft Wash House Exterior. The saved row now shows the pricing unit and the 28-cent default price. If costs change later, update the price book once instead of correcting every new estimate one at a time. Open the service again and notice that the description, category, pricing unit, and default price are all stored together. That consistency is one of the biggest owner benefits. The estimate no longer depends on whether the office manager, salesperson, or technician remembers the latest wording and price. Now, open packages. A package is a fixed price, quotable item that combines a group of outcomes into one simple offer. For this example, we will create complete exterior clean at $699. The description includes a house soft wash, driveway cleaning, and an exterior window rinse. Packages are useful when the customer cares more about the result than the individual math. They also make upsells easier. Instead of forcing the salesperson to remember 3 add-ons, you can present one clearly named package with one price. Keep the package description specific enough that the customer knows what is included, and price the bundle so it still protects your labor and material margin. Next, open the hourly rate calculator. This is where you pressure test the prices in your price book. Enter labor costs for the people doing the work, then add recurring overheads such as taxes, rent, vehicles, insurance, equipment, software, and supplies. QuoteIQ converts the monthly and hourly inputs into annual costs. In this demonstration, one lead technician costs $32 per hour, and the sample overhead totals $3,150 per month. At a 0% profit margin, the calculator produces a break-even rate of $50.90 per technician hour. After adding a 25% target margin, the calculated rate becomes $63.63 per technician hour. Use your real numbers here. The calculator is only as accurate as the costs you enter. Do not copy another contractor's hourly rate, and do not treat the result as a universal selling price. It is a decision tool. It helps you check whether the service prices and packages in your price book can realistically cover the way your company operates. Now, let us use the price book in a real quoting scenario. We will create a standard estimate for a fictional customer. On the services step, search for soft wash house exterior. The service appears immediately with the saved price of 28 cents per square foot. Open the service and enter the measured area. For this sample house, we will use 2,400 square feet. QuoteIQ multiplies the default price by the area and calculates $672 automatically. You can still use a flat rate when the job needs an override, but the default pricing gives the estimator a consistent starting point. Move to the edit step and the benefit becomes even clearer. The service name, the AI-assisted description, and the $672 total are already on the estimate. No retyping, no calculator on the side, and no need to search an old quote for the wording you used last time. Now, compare that selling price to the hourly rate floor. If a 2-person crew needs 4 hours, that is 8 technician hours. At $63.63 per technician hour, the labor and overhead target is a little over $500 before job-specific chemical cost, unusual access, heavy buildup, or other risk. That comparison does not make the decision for you, but it gives the owner a far better basis than guessing. For the second scenario, create a package estimate. Search for complete exterior, clean. The saved $699 package appears with this description and total. Add it to the estimate, and QuoteIQ also lets you mark a package as the best value. That is helpful when you present more than one option and want the customer to see the offer you believe delivers the strongest result. On the edit step, the package name, description, and price carry into the estimate exactly as they were saved. Again, the price book is doing the repetitive work so your team can focus on the scope and the customer conversation. Here are 5 best practices before you build your own price book. First, use names a customer can understand. Internal shorthand creates questions and weakens the proposal. Second, choose one primary pricing logic for each service. If a service is normally sold by square footage, store it that way and use a flat rate override only when the job truly requires one. Third, write descriptions that define the outcome and the boundary. Say what is included, what is excluded, and which conditions can change the price. Fourth, review labor, overhead, and profit before you publish the number. A fast quote that loses money is not an efficient quote. Fifth, review the price book on a schedule. Update it when payroll, insurance, fuel, chemicals, equipment, or production time changes. One maintained source of truth is much safer than prices living in someone's memory. That is the QuoteIQ Price Book workflow. Build the service once, choose the right unit, protect the price with real cost data, and reuse the finished item across your estimates. For a business owner, that means faster quoting, more consistent work descriptions, easier training, and fewer margin-killing guesses. If this walkthrough helped, subscribe to How QuoteIQ Works. The next videos will keep breaking down one QuoteIQ feature at a time, plus the setup and workflow guides that connect everything from the first lead to final payment.